Chapter 6, Whisper of Old Wounds. 7 years had passed since that night in the crypt beneath Grimvale, when Nicholas Blackthorn banished the demon at the cost of his own pain and blood. The stigmata on his hands had healed, only pale scars remained, aching only in the rain. Avellini had given birth to a son. They named him Thorn after the old man who had once saved Nicholas from loneliness. They lived quietly in a small house on the outskirts of Grimvale. He repaired traps, caught wolves for the locals, sometimes helped the sheriff. She sewed, taught their son to read, told him fairy tales without demons or curses. At night, Nicholas would occasionally take off his gloves and look at the scars. They stayed silent. He thought perhaps it really was over. But darkness never leaves forever. It waits. The blood of the Plantagenets is not just blood. It is a beacon. And someone had lit the fire again. Nicholas stood by the river early in the morning when mist still hung over the water. Thorn, he was already 7, ran barefoot across the stones, trying to catch a small trout with his bare hands. Avellini sat on a fallen log, knitting something warm. Winter was approaching. Nicholas watched them and felt a rare warmth in his chest. 7 years without blood on his hands, except what spilled from wolves and poachers. 7 years without voices in his head. He removed the glove from his left hand. The scar was almost invisible. Just a thin white line. Thorn ran up, wet and happy. "Dad, look, I almost caught it." Nicholas smiled, rarely, but genuinely. "Almost is already good. A couple more years and you'll outdo me." Avellini looked up. "You're unusually quiet today." He shrugged. "Just thinking. Everything's too calm." That same evening he noticed that the stigmata on his right hand had turned slightly red. They didn't hurt, they just burned, as though someone had run a hot finger across the skin. He didn't tell Avellini. He didn't want to frighten her. At night he woke to a sound. Quiet, like breathing. A whisper. Not the demon's voice, another one. Older. Female. "John, my son." He sat up in the dark. Avellini slept beside him. Thorn snored softly in his little bed. The whisper came again, closer now. "The blood calls, the blood remembers." Nicholas got up, put on his cloak, and stepped into the yard. The moon hung low. Something moved in the forest, not an animal, not a human. A formless shadow. He went back inside, checked the crossbow. Loaded it. In the morning a letter arrived. Unsigned. Only a seal, a blackthorn inside a circle. "Your blood calls us back. Grimvale is only the beginning. London waits. The king knows. Come, or they will come for your son." Nicholas burned the letter in the hearth. Avellini entered and saw his face. "What is it?" He was silent for a long time. "It seems the peace is over. A shepherd went missing in the village. In the morning they found only his dog, with burned-out eyes and black claw marks on its neck." Nicholas followed the trail. In the forest he found the body. The shepherd hung from a tree, arms twisted like someone executed at Tyburn. On his chest was carved a symbol, a blackthorn. And nearby, freshly carved into the bark with a knife. "You're next, bastard." He returned home at sunset. Avellini waited on the threshold. Thorn had a dream. He says someone is calling him by name. "By your real name." Nicholas looked at his son, who was playing with a wooden crossbow by the hearth. Thorn raised his head. "Dad, I dreamed of grandmother. She said I have to go with you to the big city." because grandfather is waiting there. Nicholas felt ice in his chest. Grandfather. Roger Mortimer. Dead for 30 years. He hugged his son. No one is going anywhere. Not yet. But deep inside he knew the shadows had returned. And this time they didn't want just him. They wanted all of his blood.